Hello everyone, so today we're doing a drain and fill in a transmission in this bad boy 2014 Volvo s60 T6 in the transmission. So I'm going to walk you guys through it. It's my first time doing it. I've never done it in these cars. I'm going to have my brother help me, Ivan, so he's going to help me to get through the whole
I will
process.
be doing it, not him, just saying.
Yeah, either way, I went and had my friend in a European parts store search up what kind of fluid OEM uses, and he said that this is the same spec, the liquid moly ATF Top Tech 1800, as you guys can see. He said this stuff is the same, if not better, than the OEM fluid, and I saved probably 45% on the price on getting this one instead of getting the at the dealership. The dealership one is like 86 bucks for 4 liters, and these guys are like 11-12 bucks each. So I paid 50 bucks for 5 quarts. I got 5 quarts just in case. It probably uses 4 or less. I'll tell you guys in this video later on when we'll find out later exactly how much it uses, but I heard it's only 4 quarts. So yeah, we got some tools lined up here, and then we're gonna get started. Alright, so first things first, we got the car on ramps and jack stands on the back, and then to kind of get it leveled, I know in the video you probably won't see it, but it's pretty much level, the whole car. The first things we did is remove the air box to access the fill plug right there. Usually I like to check that, make sure that that's loose so I can access it, so I don't end up draining the oil and not be able to fill it. So I want to make sure we can break it loose. And then after that, we're just gonna take the splash shield from underneath off, and then we're gonna open the level plug first and then the drain plug. There you go. So that one's loose, so we're good to go. Alright, as you guys can see right there, that center one is the level plug. That's the one that you correct the level once you start the car up. We'll touch on that later, but you untie that small one first and then take the big one out. That's the drain plug. This one is a level plug. You take it out, and then whatever drains out into the bucket, and then you take the big one. That's the drain plug. Right, so we had a little hiccup. So the tools that you need is a T40 to untie the level plug, and you also need one of these, the hex key 17mm. So I had to go to a store and grab one because I didn't have it that big. I thought I did, but maybe I did, just disappeared. But anyways, so yeah, those 2 tools you will need when you're doing this. So I'm draining it. I have like 52,000 miles on it. Man, it's brown. It's like engine oil. That's no good. So yeah, you guys should, I say service interval for transmission oil change is at the most 50,000 miles, because that oil should not be brown like that. That should be at least like a little bit reddish to it. If it's brown like that, it's definitely bad. So the level plug is right here. It looks like this, just a little tiny bolt. And then the fill plug, the drain plug, sorry, is that right there, the big one. We already got it loose with the 17mm hex. I'm gonna screw it out, and it's gonna drain the rest of it out through it. So we got the level plug and the drain plug out right now. That's how it looks. And then this little one goes into here. So when you do the level, you have to put the car straight, fill in. I'm gonna test, see how many quarts. I'm pretty sure I got like 4 quarts drained, up to 4 quarts. Put the oil in, start the car up, get it to the right temperature, and then once you put the drain plug in, and this one, just hand tighten it first, and then to get it leveled, you get it to the right temperature with the car running, unscrew the level plug and just wait until it drips, and then you put it in. So pretty much the oil just is, once you fill it, when it has too much, it's gonna be like up above, and then when you open the level plug, it's gonna just drop right to here, and that's gonna be your right level. Oh, I have a gasket for this one, for the drain plug and the level plug. The only one that the dealership didn't have in stock for some reason is this one, the fill plug. So we got the new one of these, and then the little O-ring for the level plug as well. Alright, so we got the fill plug, the drain plug, sorry. The drain plug in tight, and then we got the level plug hand tight, the little one, because we're going to be taking it out after we start the car to set the level. So now we're just going to pour it in. We're going to see how much oil we got in here, and then we're going to pour that amount or a little bit more in, start the car up, get it to the right temperature, and then we're just going to pull that plug right there and get it leveled. Alright, so we're going to test it. I just have a little empty 1-quart bottle here. I'm just going to pour it from where we drained it into the quarts and just put it in here, into the drain bucket or whatever you want to call it, and see how many quarts we got. So we had 3.5, a little bit like 3.6 almost quarts, not liters. So it's gonna be like 3.4 liters of oil drained out. So that was the total we got. We're gonna put in 4 quarts. It's not gonna hurt your transmission if you put a little bit more. And then we're gonna shift it into each, reverse, neutral, drive for 10 seconds in each gear, and then back, and then heat it up to the right temperature, and then open the level plug. Right, so now that we filled it with 4 quarts, I'll put the intake back in, plugged in the sensor, everything is set because we're not going to be filling it anymore. So now you just put it in reverse, leave it for 10 seconds, neutral, and drive pretty much. So, and then go back the same way. Alright, so I got my Snap-on Various Pro hooked up. I got into the transmission. I'm gonna start it up, retry, shut the car off. Oh, it's gonna pull up. So to check the temperature should be 122 to, let's see, it's 50 to 60 degrees Celsius, or 122 to 140 Fahrenheit. That's the temperature should be of the transmission gearbox. So I looked up the temperature right here. It's at 145 Fahrenheit right now. So I'm gonna cool it down, let it sit and cool it down a little bit, and then start it up because the car has to be running when you pull the level plug. So I'm gonna let it sit there to cool down a little bit, and then once it's the 140 range, I'm gonna start it up and then level it out. So we got it up to 140 Temperature Fahrenheit, got it tight already. So we will loosen the little one, the level plug, let it drain until it starts like kind of dripping fast. But the car has to be leveled. When you get it to Fahrenheit 135 to 140, open the level plug and let it drain until it starts dripping fast, and then just tighten it after that, and you're good. And that's what we had left. So we put in 4 liters, so we got about half a quart, maybe a little bit less overfill. So yeah, 4 quarts. All right, and also a note that I'm changing this fluid. I'm only doing it once, like a drain and fill it, pretty much, that's it. So I pretty much was driving around, the fluid was pretty warm. I got it to level position, I drained it, I'm filling it, and I'm only doing it once. It's better if you want it, you know, kind of clean the transmission more. You would do the shifting. You just shift the gears a few times. After each time you fill it, shift a few times, drain it again completely, and do like how many times. I've seen people do like drain the old one, fill it with the new one, you know, play with the gears, drain it again, fill it, and then drain it again and fill it again. So pretty much 3 times. On the 3rd time they did a final like fill. So pretty much they drained and filled it twice. Yeah, that way you get more oil. I agree, you know, you get more oil from the transmission, because I think there's up to like 10 quarts of oil or 12 in the whole transmission. So changing 3 something quarts, you know, it's barely doing anything. But I mean, it's better than nothing. Like my transmission, you know, I decided to do this, and then probably in like 10,000 miles I'll do it again. I'll just do it more often, because especially right now that I'm not working, I'm not trying to, you know, spend a lot of money. So I'm just trying to save up. So I just did a, you know, just 1 drain and fill, and it should be pretty good for now, and it should keep the transmission stable, because I mean the oil that was in it was pretty bad state. It was pretty dark. It's pretty much like engine oil. When you drain the engine oil, it probably wasn't as bad, but it was pretty close. So yeah, so I just did it once, and then yeah, so if somebody wants to do it, make it cleaner, just do the procedure 2 or 3 times, and you will get better results. Also, an important part of the oil change in these cars is when you did an oil change, you want to reset the transmission fluid change, the counter reset, because when you drive with the old oil, your transmission learns how to shift when it shifts, and how, you know, it pretty much learns values over your driving period with the old oil. If you put a new oil in and your car starts acting differently, you might get a transmission code thrown. So it's important to have like a scanner of some sort that you can access the transmission control module, TCM, and then do a transmission fluid change counter reset. Go run that, switch engine off, and then turn the ignition on, gear selector in park position, continue, resetting. Anyways, so I wasn't really able to get a successful adaptation reset, blah blah blah. I don't know if it's something, I'm just having issues like accessing the transmission control module. Like I can access it when I start the car, like it goes into the transmission control module, but when I turn the ignition on, it just doesn't seem like it wants to go in there. So if anybody knows a trick, any guy out there that, you know, worked with these transmission control modules and they know a trick of accessing it, I don't know. I checked the fuses, everything seemed fine. I mean, if it was something wrong with the module or something, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to access it even if I start the car. So anyways, so yeah, I wasn't able to reset it. I don't know if it has to do with the scan tool being not Volvo scan tool, or it's just, I don't know, to be honest. So I just kind of learned some values. I went into the learning values thing. You have to kind of have the car running, so it did a couple of those. So I mean, that should be enough. I don't think I should have any issues, but we'll see. So yeah, the transmission oil change is done. Hope, you know, maybe somehow it helped somebody. I'm pretty sure, because I mean, I'm the first one here that was looking on YouTube and everywhere to how to change the oil, you know, where the drain plug is and how to check the level and all that. So this is new to me, you know. I've been doing transmission oil changes in, you know, Range Rovers, Toyotas, Hondas, Subarus, Mitsubishis, and on and on and on. But I never done one in a Volvo. It's pretty different. As you guys can see, the level check is different. I don't know which cars have that. I've never seen that before. So yeah, the oil change is done. Now I'm gonna just install my emblems. I don't think I said that, but in the beginning of the video I should have. But I got the emblems for the steering wheel, airbag, and then for the front as well. They charged me for it. They didn't give it to me for free. They said, you know, I have to pay for it. So I paid, I think, like $5 or almost $6 for one, for the steering wheel one, and then for the front grille one I paid $7 or $8 for it. So either way, kind of sucks. I thought they would do it for free because it's a pretty common issue, but I guess not. So yeah, you know, I hope this video helped somebody. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more. There's a lot of upgrades that we ordered that are coming. One of the mods already arrived here. I'm not going to introduce it here. Stay tuned. We're probably going to install it at the end of this week, and then we got a few more coming later too. So yeah, stay tuned. Peace.